Hey there guys, it's Aaron Chen, and in this video I'm gonna teach you about action selling, okay? Now this right here, this class, this is the sole reason why my conversion rate is twice the average conversion of the average Carbon Copy Pro user inside the system, okay? It's all because of this. There are very few network marketing leaders out there that use this strategy and that even teach it, okay? So what I want you to do is really take out a pen and a piece of paper, take down the 9 steps that I'm about to talk about with you right here, and you really need to use this strategy exactly as I teach it, okay? Because I promise you, if you do, your conversion rates are just going to go through the roof. I mean, it's one thing to be able to set up a good business and a good funnel and generate leads, but if you have a low conversion rate, then you're just going to have to rely on volume, which is not always the best thing, okay? So it's called action selling. At the end of this video, I should probably put a link on the bottom that's going to allow you to get the book, okay? But if you just follow these videos, then you're going to start to understand exactly what I'm doing and what the steps are. Okay, so let's try and do this. There's a lot to cover, but let's try and fit this within 10 minutes. Okay, so with action selling, all right, there are really 9 steps to the sales process, okay? And this is when you're selling anything. It can be, it can be a book, it could be a car, it could be a network marketing business, it could be a system like Carbon Copy Pro, whatever it is, okay? There are 9 steps to the sales process. The first step inside of action selling is you have to have an objective and a goal every time you contact your prospect or your member, okay? And there must be a call to action. That means you must get them to do something. Whether it is to agree to read an article, or agree to the next meeting, or agree to look over some presentation, or whatever it is, there has to be a call to action. Step number one, okay? Step number two is you need to build rapport, okay? And what I mean by that is you have to kind of um, get the prospect to know, like, and trust you, all right? And how you do that is you ask them about themselves, say something like, oh, so tell me about yourself, what do you do in everyday life? What's your real 9 to 5 job? Or something like, oh, I see that I'm calling a 405 area code in the US. Which city are you from? Oh, you're from California. Excellent. Are you originally from California? That sort of thing, so that you can sort of get them to lower their guard and get to like you a little bit more. Okay, that's building rapport. The third step is you need to understand your target prospect. Okay, now this is the important step that a lot of people miss. They never do this. All right, now how you do it is you basically have to ask your prospect questions. Okay, you're basically going to be a doctor, you're a consultant, all right? For example, when you go to the doctor's office, the doctor doesn't sit there and say, okay, I know what you have, I'm going to prescribe you cough medication because I know you have a cough. Okay, it doesn't work that way. When you go to a doctor, you tell the doctor your symptoms. You say, oh, I've got an itchy throat, doc, and I've been coughing all day, I've got a lot of phlegm, and I've got a bit of a fever too. And now that the doctor knows what the symptoms are, he's going to prescribe some sort of medication to cure those illnesses, those sicknesses, okay, those symptoms. Now, that's the same thing as your prospect, okay? And this is the major problem that a lot of people do. They feel that their business opportunity, whatever it is, a network marketing business, an MLM, a system, they feel that it's so amazing that every single person in the world should be a part of that business, right? Well, that's wrong, because if you think that way, then you're going to be losing a lot of sales. You see, people don't like it when you shove your business down their throat. Okay, and maybe it is a good business, but if you're going to be doing it that way, your conversion rate is going to be very, very low. So instead, what you should be doing is you should be asking the prospect what their biggest problems are, what their biggest challenges are in their business. Okay, if it's lead generation, then you should go even deeper. Why is lead generation such a big problem? What are some of the things that you've tried? Okay, have you bought products before? Okay, how much time are you spending on your business? Are you doing this part-time or full-time, right? Have you spent a lot of money? Are you on a budget? Okay. What are you really struggling with in your business? And if this sounds familiar, guys, it's because I've done it on you before. Okay, and it's not by any coincidence that some of these steps sound familiar. It's because I use this in my sales process, and that's why my conversion rate is so high. Because again, I'm asking my prospects exactly what they're looking for. And this is the beauty of this sales process. If you do that, the prospect feels like you actually care about their situation and that you want to find something that will really help them with their problems. Okay, I'm not looking for some cookie cutter business that I can shove down your throat. I don't really care what your problem is. No, you want to make sure that you understand what their problem is, and then after you understand what their problem is, okay, you have to agree on the problem. So repeat what their problems are. So let's just say their problems are lead generation, they lack a mentor, they don't have any idea how to market online. Okay, these are all very big problems. So you have to agree on the problem, make sure they say yes. Okay, and once they've agreed on the problem, then what you can do is you can move on to the next stage. But this is 70% of the sale, guys. You would not believe it, but step 1 to step 4 is 70% of the sale. So if you realize, I haven't even started talking about my product yet. Okay? Um, so this is very, very important. You've got to do these, you've got to get these 4 steps down, right, in order. And if you can do this, you've already got 70% of the sale. Okay? Now, let me move on to step number 5. I've got to do this pretty quickly. But number 5 is you're going to have to sell the company. So after you've figured out what they want, then you make a recommendation. Okay? The recommendation is the company that you're going to recommend them. So whether it's Carbon Copy Pro or something else, and later on, once you guys, build a larger business, you're going to have other things that you can offer your prospects as well. But for now, let's just say it's Carbon Copy Pro, right? Tell them a little bit about Carbon Copy Pro and tell them why. Okay, you sell the product, that's step number 6. Tell them why it helps them to solve their problems, right? If they have a problem with lead generation, why is Carbon Copy Pro going to help them with that? Well, it's an online marketing training platform. We've got tons of lead generation strategies in one place that's actually very affordable. They don't have to waste money on going to one place and then going to another place to get their problem solved, okay? That's when you sell the company, you tell them a little bit more about it, all right? Then step number 7 is you ask for the commitment. Okay, don't leave that open-ended. Ask for the commitment. Say something like, all right, so you go through all the features again. You agree, make sure they agree with the problems they're having, and say something like, all right, so if I can, recommend this system, do you think that this is going to help you to solve your problems? Something like that, and they'll probably say yes. Okay, it's 99% of the time they're going to say yes. That sounds good, Aaron. I think that that's going to help me with my problem. Okay, and then you ask for the sale. Okay, don't be afraid to ask for the sale. Say something like, all right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email, okay? That's going to, give you a step-by-step on exactly what you do, and it's going to get you started on the Carbon Copy Pro system and take you to the next step. If I send you that, when do you think you'll be able to take a look at it and, jump on board onto Carbon Copy Pro? And then just wait until they say something, okay? Ask for the sale. Step number 9, review all the steps, okay? So in your mind, you've got to review and think about whether the last 8 steps that you ran, did it go smoothly? Was there something that you could have done a little bit better? Did you rush something which you shouldn't have rushed? Or maybe, did you ask the right questions? Okay, were your questions structured in the right format? Okay, could you reword some of your questions and ask them over again? So every time you've made a sale, every time you go through this process, make sure you review the steps, okay? And you also have to tell the prospect that you're going to follow up with them, and that makes them feel better about closing the actual sale. All right, so say something like, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call you in a couple of days just to make sure that you have all your questions answered and you received my email, and we can take it from there as well. Say something like that, okay, just to make them feel a bit comfortable. And guys, this is only 30% of the sale, but it's very important that you complete all these steps. Now, this is action selling right here. This is my sales process, and what you should do is you should use this on every single applicant, every single member, and every single prospect that hasn't even bought an application yet, okay? And that's pretty much it. Make sure you use that, get good at that, practice doing it. And at the bottom of this email, I'm going to give you a link to the pitch that I use on the phone with every single one of my applicants, and this is why, again, I've got such a high conversion rate. So I hope you enjoyed that. Speak to you soon.